Play. Let for service.
We know this man will be nervous. We've certainly got to understand that, but Federer, he's going to be nervous too. This would be such an immense upset if Federer were to lose this match. Tony Roach, Roger's coach. A smooth delivery, and the first ace goes to Federer.
Baghdatis hits back for the first time. It's been a couple of clean blows landed
40-15
by Federer. But Baghdatis on the full run, rips it across court and leaves Federer standing. Federer holds at 15, 1 love.
Sevens are straight and open to the...
A good choice for Baghdatis to receive serve in the first game. It gives him a little bit of a free run to the Federer serve, a chance to get a few swings on the ball before the pressure swings his way to hold serve. And a couple of nervous pokes, not surprisingly. There's his coach, Guillaume, girlfriend, Cami. After a couple of days off, we'll see if Marcos can find the rhythm on his serve. The serve's been so effective in this tournament for him. They played just 2 weeks ago in the quarterfinals in Doha. Federer winning that one in straight sets fairly comfortably. It's 3-0 for Federer lifetime. A couple of framed backhands, and Baghdatis is 30 love on serve.
There literally wasn't one frame shot from Federer until the third set of the fourth round against Haas, when things started to go awry. Continued to struggle against Nikolai Davydenko. And in the final 2 sets, 7-6, and had his share of luck. The last 2 sets against Kiefer, he returned to his level of play.
Against Davydenko, Federer dodged 6 set points in the third set. Would have put him down 2-1. Davydenko really froze in the moment. Played defensive tennis, played afraid. Baghdatis not playing fearful tennis here thus far. He holds serve, 1 apiece.
Well, that is as good a game as Marcus could have hoped for. Landing some big first serves and appearing to settle early, which is so important against Roger Federer. You cannot allow him to get off to a good start.
Love 15.
Federer is a great front runner. We know that. Once he gets a lead, he rarely relinquishes it. Federer rarely loses. 4 matches he lost in 2005. He lost here in the semifinals against Murat Safin last year. He held a match point. Did not get it, lost in 5. He'd lose again in Monte Carlo to Richard Gasquet, a Frenchman.
Second serve we find was just wide. A lucky break for Roger.
It's a great Federer forehand. Federer held a match point against Gasquet in Monte Carlo, lost that match. The first 2 matches of the year he lost, he was 1 point from winning. And Rafael Nadal would take him out in the semifinals of the French Open before Federer would go on a run. And Federer did not lose again until the last tournament of the year, the Masters Cup in Shanghai. He lost 7-6 in the 5th to David Nalbandian after being up 2-0. Federer came into that event injured and ran out of gas in the final against Nalbandian, physically spent. He is remarkable. Federer, 2-1, first set.
Federer leads 2 games.
And settle down, men. The action's about to start again. Marcus has told us during the last week in particular how he's had to educate his fans that this is not football, it's tennis, and we try to be quiet during the matches and while the ball's in play. Marcus serving, trailing 1-2 in the first set.
Love. All.
15. Terrific feet from Baghdatis, up quickly on the short slice from Federer. Federer trying to draw his opponent in. That's an awkward spot. Look at the angle. So Baghdatis has to go big, and he does. We're still in that feeling out period for these two players, like boxers sort of dancing around, jabbing a little bit, but not really going for the big blows yet. That's sneaky. That's effective. That's good tennis.
Quiet, please. There's just 3 days to go until you'll be held captive by the first big news show of 2006. There's going to be a prison break. Time, Wednesday, 8:30, only on 7.
And coming up, a sneak peek of the first 2-hour movie-length premiere coming up on Wednesday night at 8:30. A couple of interesting things, Jim. But Roger is showing the respect,
15 love.
and he is a little constrained in the first 4 games, and that last point evident that Marcus is right on song.
Well, you're right. Federer really hasn't opened up his game yet. He's still not
30 love.
not really firing. But then again, he's on serve. He's doing his job. He's not opened up his game yet. I still think Marcos's feet are a little bit heavy, which is completely natural and expected. This moment will make your legs shake first time you play in a slam final. But it gets better. It does get better. And the good news for Baghdatis is that he's hanging with Federer.
Stepping up on that second serve, taking it a couple of meters inside the baseline and ripping it. It's a thought of following it in. He didn't need to.
And the best thing that you can do as a player, if you're feeling a little bit tight, is swing as hard as you can at the ball. If you hit it in the fence, let it fly, because then you know at least what it feels like to swing hard again. Because if you're constrained, you might just harness yourself the whole way through.
Another attacking point from Baghdatis. Huge forehand straight down the line, moves into the net swiftly, and the smash with some assurance into the open court, maybe slightly off the center, Jim, but reasonably convincing.
Yeah, the smash was off of the throat a little bit, but the forehand that set it up was beautiful. And that will relax him a little bit, that serve on the back of the line. And Federer lashes at that forehand, goes big. So much confidence from so many match wins, and that inner belief that Federer has. Comes up with his third ace, and from 30 all, a service winner. Back to deuce, an ace.
And another contribution by Amex, 1 ace. Gives $100 to the Kids Tennis Foundation. Some 53,800 given already this tournament.
Overplay on that forehand. He had Marcos dead to rights. Marcos was running for his forehand side. Just slides it wide. Back to deuce. Hey now, break point. Baghdatis will get the first crack at serve.
Baghdatis.
Federer had a forehand earlier in the point, and having missed 2 in this game, played it a little safe. Not so for the Cypriot.
White beats.
This could get loud. Oh, yep.
What was that? That is a break. Baghdatis leads 3-2. And this is how the world's greatest player was broken. Off his best side, his fabulous forehand. Shanking off the bottom edge of the racket, well clear of the baseline. And there's the reaction of Marcus's camp. He's up, a break, 3-2, first set. It was imperative for him to get off to a good start, at least hold Federer. He's done that and some.
And this is a critical game, J.A., because if Baghdatis holds here, the message will be clear to Federer. He's here to play and he's here to win. He's not just happy to be in the final. If he plays a nervous game here, Federer's got to know that when the going gets tough, Baghdatis just may blink.
Straight back after an enforced error on first point.
59.
A well-measured serve, not his biggest, 189, right into the backhand corner.
What's interesting here, Jay, is that Federer hasn't come out and tried to impose his will on Marcus. He's come out, to me it looks like Federer's come out waiting for Marcus to sort of hand it to him. He hasn't come out to send a message in the first game by playing huge and dominating him from the baseline. The world's number one's a little bit tentative. He's an overwhelming favorite. Marcos lets fly on that one.
Well, he does tend to have a rip, and every now and again he doesn't quite get onto it. He catches a fly-up.
His first ace comes with 202 kilometers an hour right down the middle. Gives him an opportunity to consolidate that break and take a 4-2 lead. Federer slicing that backhand, Jay, just as if to say, give me an error. Just give me one. And Baghdatis does in kind, back to deuce. We'll see if Federer shifts gears on that tactic or if he still plays it safe off the return. I suspect if Federer gets a lead, he'll start to air it out a little bit and start ripping that shot.
Marcus's backhand down the line, a little error prone. It's a dangerous play, particularly off the slice backhand. If he goes down the line, you've got the Federer hook across court or the Federer rifle down the line. Break back point for Roger Federer.
Again, Federer.
And that's a donation. Baghdatis hands it right back with some unforced errors. 3-all.
Unforced errors off the backhand, trying to probe down the line, and then the double fault. One thing you could say about the double fault, it certainly was a full-blooded second serve.
15 love.
And there's confirmation on the Baghdatis shot just out. And another bad miss by Federer.
15 all.
But there are a couple of different ways to play nervous tennis, and Baghdatis double faulting at 179K on a second serve is just another form of choking, going too big. He doesn't serve that hard on the second serve normally. That's just a little tightness. It's sweeping the nation. And Orochi, a wry smile.
15.
He knows that his man is not quite comfortable yet. Neither of these players just yet.
Well, that ended up a tricky little number.
Yep.
It was way below the level of the net, so he's got to hit it up over the net. He's going to give Baghdatis the chance to make the pass.
Federer playing safe here again and playing short. Look how close Baghdatis gets in here, but the dipping passing shot catches him off guard. That's a big point. Back 30 all. And that's Federer starting to open it up. We haven't seen that loose, quick transition from him yet until this point in this match.
30.
The first forehand is a big one, and then Federer's ready to attack. He up and pounces on this one, and the RPMs on the racket are there. Finally, he's been steering the ball in this match. He finally lets go on that one. Baghdatis up in the court, taking court position away from Federer there, causes the error. It will be a bit of a battle, a tug of war for the baseline in this match. Federer loves to stay right up on top of it and dominate, make that transition. Baghdatis has shown he's not afraid to take the baseline either. In the semifinals, when Baghdatis was being pushed around by Nalbandian, he was losing. When he was off of the baseline, it was not his tennis. When Nalbandian sort of flinched, Baghdatis jumped on him.
A couple of aces, and Federer gets out of a tight game on serve and leads 4-3.
Game Stosa. Stosa leads 6-5.
Garden Square, the big screen. Those who don't have tickets to the Rod Laver Arena are there, catching all the atmosphere, and on a beautiful balmy night here in Melbourne, enjoying the tennis. And it is living up to expectation to this point. Roger Federer has been under the gun. He's been broken. He's been struggling on serve. Marcus staying with him. He's settled, and that was one of the big question marks. Would this match be too much for him to handle, the event? The answer is already in. He has settled. He's playing his best.
Well, this game he's loosened up, hasn't he? The last service game he was a little on the stiff side. Overplayed that second serve. Break point down. That's a big forehand. That's going
parallel to the ground when it cleared the baseline. It was 172.
That was acceleration. And Baghdatis right now, his average ground stroke speed is 121K. And that's normally what Roger Federer's is. In fact, that's exactly what it was in his semifinal. And Federer ups the ante on that point, but misses. 4-all. And Baghdatis down through the ball. Contact. Extension on the arms. It's a very, very nice two-hander. Good high finish. And just to finish that thought on the RPMs these players are hitting in the ground stroke. For some reason tonight, Federer is playing it safe. 113K is his average. 8 off on the semifinal average.
And he has one more unforced error. The majority of those coming off his forehand.
You know, I think this is tough for Federer to play Baghdatis. I think there's more pressure on him than if he were playing, say, Nalbandian or Ljubicic or someone in the top 10 who you could reasonably expect to be here. Crafty tennis. A little sidewinding drop shot here, and Federer just puts that little side spin on it, running away from the Cypriot. Can't handle it.
Game, Federer.
Federer holds on and leads 5-4 first set.
Federer lead.
If you
There's Rod Laver talking to the chairman of the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, that's known as Wimbledon. And many of the older members at Wimbledon would say that Rod got the membership the easy way.
That's right.
That is, instead of waiting 20 years to be a member, he won the event. Former champions are accepted as members. He won it more than once. He won it twice as an amateur, twice in the Open era. And preceding the Open Wimbledon in 1968, there was a professional event there in August of '67, and Rod won that. So it's a runner-up a couple of times before he got off the ground.
And this man, Federer, is chasing Rod Laver. Very aware of history, Federer. Already 3 times the Wimbledon champion. Federer's never tasted defeat in a major championship final. He's never played a man ranked this low in a final before. I think that adds pressure to Federer because Baghdatis is certainly not playing like the 54th ranked player in the world. He's playing top 10 tennis, no question.
Game, Baghdatis.
One of the great upsets in Open tennis history came here in Melbourne at Kooyong in the final of the Australian Open between 2 Australians when Mark Edmondson was ranked 212 going into the event, beat the great John Newcombe, the 3-time Wimbledon champion, Was in the twilight of his career, but still a great player.
Thank you.
Edmondson, the last Australian to win the event. Trying that little off-pace drop shot from the back of the court. He's not inhibited
15 love.
to come to the table with his full array of shots. And fine touch, just catching the very top of the net, which pushed it wide.
Aggression on that return. Just missing. And Federer is so remarkable the way he plays half volleys off both sides, the forehand and the backhand, as well as anyone I've seen since Agassi. Just impeccable timing on those shots. Yeah, that should get a smile. Baghdatis showing some feel, some creativity, and getting some joy out of that. This is a playful volley, and he guesses right and gets it by Federer. Yeah, he'll have some fun with that one.
And some awesome power from the back of the court, forcing Federer to defend, allowing the move to the net.
Federer lights up a forehand wide. 30 all. Big point.
Roger's not used to people funning with him with trick shots in big matches.
Thank you.
That is talent being realized in the championship match. Baghdatis just going for broke. Taking big cracks. 154K. Good safety on the last one. And another break point. He is 1 for 1. Perfect conversion rate thus far.
Thank you.
Ooh. And Federer steps up and into it.
Yes.
Solid backhand like a soccer goalie. Closing the angle. And that's a big point. Something Federer does so well. Big points. He just goes on offense. Takes it to you.
Baghdatis.
Pressure unsettled. The forehand error. Federer broken for the second time. Baghdatis will serve for the set when we return. The #1 player in the world has been broken twice in this first set. Now Marcus Baghdatis, coming into this event at 54, will serve for the first set of his first Grand Slam final against a man who's never lost in a final of a Grand Slam event.
Enough.
Second look, it was close. It was right on the tee.
Oh, exceptional depth from Federer there. The slice backhand and then the big heavy looping topspin backhand landing just inside the line.
There's a good mix-up. The slice backhand short brought Baghdatis in. There's a little tension in the arm of Roger Federer. Tentatively nudging that volley, not quite to the top of the net, and it's 2 set points for Marcus Baghdatis.
Thank you.
Marcus Baghdatis has won the first set 7 games to 5. Now 3,000 or 4,000 brand new tennis fans, and they're for their man Marcus.
Thank you. Wait, please.
But they've had a lesson in tennis, and they certainly are aware of who Roger Federer is serving. First game of the second set.
Jay, I think it's critical for Federer to establish some sense of normalcy and dominance here, because he has played some tentative tennis in this first set. I'm not sure what that slice backhand strategy is all about. He has allowed Baghdatis to be in the baseline rallies by playing short slice backhands and not pushing him back off of the baseline with heavy backhands. And Baghdatis, we know, is a sweet timer of the ball, and he's starting to get into a flow right now. And Federer is out. And he is out of sync and not looking supremely confident. And in a matchup like this, mentally, and I've said it already, but I can't stress it enough, Federer needs to show that he's the man. He needs to dominate.
You'd have to wonder now, the idea of business as usual with Baghdatis playing unbelievable tennis. Is that going to be good enough?
Baghdatis is letting rip.
And Roger's only alternative will be to seek to play his very best tennis. He can't play conservative tennis. He can't play within himself and beat this man on fire.
How good was that shot?
It's good.
191K returned. Well, Baghdatis, not much he can do on that. Federer steps up
Yes.
and takes it to him. Almost unthinkable that Federer would be down a set and a break in this match. He's just down a set right now.
Advantage, Federer.
Hoping to come up with his 6th ace at deuce.
Wow.
And the backhand down the line of Baghdatis on song now, and that opened up the opportunity to attack across to seal the point. And he's getting the better of these baseline points.
Well, he is. Federer, in this point, opting to go away from his slice and try and engage, but not pushing Baghdatis off of the baseline. Baghdatis playing right up there like a young Andre Agassi. For that matter, like an old Andre Agassi at the U.S. Open final last year.
That just tells you what's happening under that calm exterior. Double fault at deuce is unlike Roger Federer. He is under the hammer. Roger at his absolute best.
Yes.
He said risk taken on that first forehand, hooking it back down the line, on the line.
Incredible get. Baghdatis had to guess right just to get there, but overhead too good. Oh, Baghdatis' feet are no longer heavy. He's flowing. He's got another break point. Errors now flowing every other point for Federer.
Advantage, Baghdatis.
$18 unforced to 12 from Marcus. And that ball just stopping off the top of the net, and Federer trying to throw himself off his feet to generate pace, makes the error. Baghdatis has the break in the second set. And there's supreme slow-mo of Baghdatis' forehand bracing the impact. His arm and shoulder behind the point of impact, solidly through the ball. And besides anything else, this match is being played at the highest level. The points won when the first serve goes in, greatly favouring Marcos Baghdatis at 89%. Only one double fault in the first set. Forehand winners favouring Federer. Close set at 7-5.
Well, it's adjustment time for Roger Federer. And on that second serve, moving
15
back,
out.
giving a little bit more space in the hope of having more time to hit a deep shot to push Baghdatis off of the baseline. He didn't do it. Baghdatis is owning the baseline right now. He's completely offensive, and Federer's confused. You can see it in his eyes. Baghdatis is relaxed out there, and Federer is just trying to figure out what exactly he should be doing here. He came out with a tentative game plan. Very curious. Slicing his backhand, not ripping the ball. And I remember Sampras coming out and playing Cedric Pillin in the finals of the U.S. Open. Pillin had never been in a major final. He was ranked higher, certainly, than Baghdatis, but he was on a run. And Sampras made a point in the first game of the match to bomb the ball. Second serve ace up around 120 miles an hour. Just to show him, I'm the man, you're in my world. That is not happening in this match. Federer is not commanding this performance. He's waiting for Baghdatis to let up, to give it to him. That's going to have to change. If Federer wants to jump into this match, he's down a set, he's down a break, he's confused.
Baghdatis getting out of trouble at 15-30, and now a 2-10. Ball it down the center. Virtual ace. A little bit of a let off there. Baghdatis too low. Second set.
Seven's Australian Open telecast is and Garnier.
Coming up shortly, a sneak preview of Prison Break. Coming up on Wednesday night at 8:30. 2-hour premiere. As Roger Federer, who's getting awfully close to the cell. Down a set, down a break, serving at love 15.
First service.
Federer's had some difficult matches here this year's Open. 5 sets against Tommy Haas in the 4th round. And was down 6 set points in the quarterfinals to go down 2-1 to Davydenko. But in Federer's words, never did he feel like he was close to losing, and really, he never was. In 2 sets apiece, that's as close as it got with Haas, and then he ran away from 2-all in the 5th. This, I would say, in Federer's mind, must feel like he's getting close to defeat. It's only a set, and it's only 1 break, but he's not on song. Federer has that gear that not too many players have. He's able to ramp his game up when he needs it. Historically, he has been. He's going to need to, and it's going to need to happen pretty quickly because he's awfully close to going down 2 breaks in this second set.
15-30.
That's almost an unrecoverable position in set 2. And then he'd have to come from behind, which he's done 3 times in his career. Come from 2 sets down. But the weight of this potential upset, the discrepancy in ranking,
30 all.
that's added weight onto Federer's shoulders. It has to be. Oh. Wow. Can you believe that?
Well, that's an incredible drop shot. The back spinner catching the top of the net. It could not have been better. And then Roger appearing so casual with this half volley, which he had the entire court to hit this ball into. So casual.
Thank you. Well, please.
Didn't get down to the ball, didn't get his feet in position, pushed it near the line. There was no need to do that. Break point down.
Did you see that look on Rochi's face?
Shock, horror.
Oh.
Stabilizing point for Roger Federer. Under the gun. He's got to be feeling the pressure. Sought comfort with a slice backhand deep and managed to get the wrong footing forehand back up the line. You could see how he's been training Marcus. He goes across court on that ball so often. Marcus already headed to cross to cover it.
Advantage Federer.
Nervous push by Roger's standards, constrained by the lowness of the ball that afforded the normal clearances.
How about the composure of Baghdatis? First final. He's in flow. Second tour final. He was in the finals of Basel just last fall.
That's a shaken Roger Federer. More than stirred.
Advantage Baghdatis.
160k second serve. Well long. He was going to serve volley it, which is one of his favourite switch-up plays. Again, facing break point to go down double break in the second set.
Federer and Baghdatis have played 3 times. We've mentioned that. And this is the 3rd time that they've played in a major. The first meeting was in US Open 2004. Federer winning in 4 sets. And last year here in the 4th round, Federer 6-2, 6-2, 7-6. Federer's playing a different player than he played here last year, certainly. And confidence-wise, a different player than he played in Doha the first week of this year. And that ball right on the line. Federer holds on, but it wasn't without a fight. Baghdatis a break.
If you've just tuned in, that is the scoreboard. Marcus Baghdatis has won the first set 7-5. It could have been as easy as 6-2. He is leading with a break, 2-1 in the second set, and he had 2 break points in the last game. It could have been 3-love. Baghdatis serving. Federer in real trouble. Beautiful all-court tennis, cat and mouse. Both players keeping the ball low, trying to blunt the attack of the other.
50 love.
Difficult place to attack, coming from wide in the court. Wonderful court movement at the net. Controlled volley at full stretch. Do you get the idea that maybe Roger's trying to slow the play down?
Maybe. Seemed like that's what his intent was at the beginning of this match. It's going to be very curious to hear Roger Federer's thoughts at the end of this match when he's asked about the style that he's chosen to play in this final.
15-30.
Because Federer is not playing his normal tennis. He's not really playing his A game, in my opinion. He's choosing to play a different version with that slice backhand taking the lead. I find it very curious. Boris Becker had a habit of trying to beat players, beat baseline players from the baseline, try and beat serve and volley players by serving and volleying. Almost an arrogance that I can, whatever you can do, I can do better. But this is the opposite of that. Federer is almost, he's showing me that he doesn't believe he can beat Baghdatis by playing big tennis from the backcourt. And why would he think that?
Break point,
couple break
tightens
points.
up,
30-40.
pushes the ball long, and Marcus a little tight on the prior point to go down the double break point.
Again, Federer.
Roger Federer has the break back. He's leveled the second set, 2 games all.
Quiet, please. Quiet. It is my sad duty to report one of your favorite characters from Lost has only weeks to live. Time, Thursday, 8:30 on 7.
Well, we can't wait for Lost to return this Thursday. And we do have that special little sneak preview, Prison Break, coming up shortly. 2 great shows. But what a show this is. Nobody knows how it's going to end. Another indicator of a hesitant Roger Federer. Any other time he would have taken one step in and smacked that high forehand volley. He thought it might have been going out. It then went in. His judgment is awry. And maybe not doing enough with that final volley, giving Marcus the chance.
Good reaction that time from Federer on the net cord. Accelerating with his feet once he sensed the ball was going to float. 2 quick steps and he's there.
It's one of the things Rod Laver said about Roger Federer at the ball last night. He marveled at his court movement. Saw that as one of the unseen things by many of Roger's game.
30-15.
Two of the all-time greats there last night, Rod Laver and Ken Rosewall, who battled each other in the Open era and the professional era. Ken Rosewall beating Rod Laver in 2 World Championship professional finals in Dallas. He was asked how he thought he might go with the current players, but he didn't give the answer of, well, I'm 70 now.
Champions are champions because of their minds as much as how they play, as much as how they hit the ball. I suspect Rod Laver in this era would have been Rod Laver.
Most comfortable. Rogers looked on serve for a while. He leads 3-2. Now second set. Well, there's been many challenges for Marcus Baghdatis over the last 2 weeks, but he's facing a big challenge now. Game's back on serve in the second set. He had the break. He had a chance to go up double break. And now he's serving at 2-3. First time tonight the match has trended against him.
Love 15. Two. 15-all.
First serve percentage is still remarkable, 60% of them going in, but he's winning 79% of the time when the ball goes in. Averaging his first serve out at 200 Ks, 187 for Roger Federer. It's appealing. He's starting to feel the tension. Roger giving away nothing, showing no signs of anxiety.
I'll give you an idea of how rare the air is for Marcos Baghdatis. He's yet to win a tour level title. And if his first title came at a Grand Slam tournament, he would be matching something 2 men have done in the Open era. Mats Wilander won his first career title at Roland Garros, as did Gustavo Kuerten. Unseeded players. Baghdatis had this set in hand, and it is now a battle.
$15. $30.
Tony Rochely had a heart attack on that one. Standing bolt upright, the half volley, and just popping it into court a little bit too nonchalant.
Federer getting a hold of the offense now, isn't he? Starting to run his younger opponent.
Game Federer.
An easy game on serve. Maybe his easiest. He leads 4-3. Baghdatis now is in a must-win situation on serve. He really hasn't been in this position much during this match. He's had the lead. There's been some level of comfort.
Federer now finding his offensive groove. 142K with his backhand down the line. And momentum switch. Baghdatis just must lick his lips every time he sees Federer slice that backhand, because then he's able to take offense. It's an easy approach shot. Federer does well just to run this one down and set up the easy put-away volley. Federer back on offense, and it pays well. 15-30 right off of the line. The lines are slippery here. The ball does skid. Oh, terrific serve. 203K. Excellent first delivery from Baghdatis.
Feel that weight of tension starting to weigh
30-40.
Marcus's shots down at times. 3-4, 30-40.
Let first service.
This is a 20-year-old in his first Grand Slam final.
Yes.
Against one of the greats. And how does he respond to a crisis like a champion?
Marcos looking up to his coach and his camp for some extra support. He knows this is a critical time. Saved a couple of break points. And now a chance to tie it at 4-piece, holding that first set in his pocket. Goes back to that serve 3 times in a row in the ad court. He's gone for the big wide one with success in the first 2.
Characteristic error. It is 4-all, second set.
Against all.
That's crowd. 18,806. And the total for the tournament, 550,550. A symmetrical record. How neat and tidy. beating last year's record crowd of 543,873. That is people who attended, not just tickets sold.
Federer now starting to get some freedom on his service games.
Still playing games with the ball, boys.
Fortilov. (40-15).
Big serving secures the game, and Federer goes up 5-4. An extraordinary final to this point. Marcus Baghdatis has won the first set 7-5. He trails 5-4, having been a break-up early in the second set and a chance to go double break. 2 break points to go double break. Surrendered his serve back. Games have been on serve since. 4-5.
Love 15.
Backhand down the line that so often has done the damage.
15-all.
Particularly when Roger gets the ball low across court. He expects his opponent to go with the more percentage shot over the lower part of the net, longer part of the court. Several times tonight, Roger has found the frame on his forehand. It's a multiple contact ball. And this is what Marcus needed, was a safer game on serve to reset his confidence.
40-15.
At this point, he has it. Great game for Baghdatis, 5-all. And this is one final.
Marco's going toe-to-toe with the world's #1 on the baseline, matching him half volley, baseline shot for half volley. Showing exquisite timing as well. And Federer's the one who's framed more shots. One thing is certain. Right now, in the heart of this match, Baghdatis, his nerves should be gone for the moment. Should just be playing tennis, Baghdatis, at this point. If he gets in position to win this match, gentlemen, start your butterflies, because that'll be a different story. But for now, this is quite simply How do I beat this guy? And right now the answer has been play some offensive tennis and let Federer make some mistakes.
Blistering forehands. They're the best you'll ever see, and under this weight of pressure.
Love 13.
That's Baghdatis matching talent for talent. Slice backhand for slice backhand. Big forehand for big forehand. +1.
Thank you.
Love 30.
153, the last forehand. He had a go at it.
15-13.
Two cross-court forehands catching the tape. Brings it back to...
Somewhere in Texas, Andy Roddick is shaking his head saying, told you this guy was pretty good.
Should go into the talent discovery business.
Federer gets a call.
40-13.
Marcos can't believe it. And that was, if it caught, is barely, and it barely did. What a call by the linesman.
Ooh.
And what a serve, first of all.
That just might be the spur that Marcus needed to dig again. He could very easily have thought that that was a wrong call.
And frustration from Federer there, J.A. dropping his arms at the end of that point. You don't see that often. Federer carries himself with a lot of pride. Shoulders back, racket up, positive energy. That's the way the world's #1 behaves on the court. Taking extra risk on that second serve. 173 and close to the line.
Federer.
We'll just see how close.
Just inside, I think, or right on it. My goodness. How do you spell acceleration? It might be MARCOS. 162 kilometers an hour on that forehand.
He's working, but he's enjoying his work.
Yeah, loosen up the facial muscles. Everything else is loose. Live arm, but so does this man. Federer responds with his 9th ace.
After a real battle, Federer edges in front, 6-5.
In the future.
Well, Marcus isn't the only one with fans. There is a very strong support base for Roger Federer worldwide. And he's earned them. 5-6.
Oh!
Sneak attack. Perfect play.
15 love.
Element of surprise at this stage of the set, at this stage of the match. The backhand volley just catching the top of the net. Did he hustle in behind that?
Late. Second service.
Marcus, for the first time tonight, is above 50% success rate on his second serve, 52%. And it improves again.
30 love.
Federer looks at that one as if to say, that didn't look good to me.
40 love.
But it was. Right up the tee.
Well, that was well in compared to Federer's serve up to set. Sleep movement again to the net, seizing the opportunity to grab the ball while it was above the level of the net, make sure of the volley. Again with the chip charge off the second ball.
40-30.
From 40 love to 40-30.
Danger for Baghdatis. The mental letdown. Very easy at 40 love.
Thank you.
And that return by Federer just inside the line. Baghdatis was hopeful that it was floating long and played a soft shot. Federer pounced, and now it's set point from 40 love up. 5 straight points to the world number 1.
Thank you. Point, please.
Pascal Maria. The second set goes to Federer.
Well, there is a riot happening. A lot of new fans don't understand this. Overall, they've seen the linesman call it in. Pascal Maria has called it long, an overrule on the set point to give Federer the second set. It's 1 set all.
Pareil à la balle de match.
Conversation in French.
Saying he was obligated to call the ball out. And we are a set apiece.
Overrule on a set point.
Time.
Takes some courage. And that ball was out probably less than an inch. Real professionalism in the chair, measured and with great certainty. It's 1 set all. And Federer has got the second set, but Jim, would you say that he won it?
Well, in the end, Baghdatis from 40 love up took his foot off a little bit, and he cannot afford to do that.
Take your seat, please. Thank you.
Federer was bringing the game to him. He was chipping and charging in that game and on offense, and Marcos needed to step up. Didn't happen. Set apiece. The last point of that set, Marcos looked like he was more hoping than really believing.
15 love.
And that is a natural reaction when you've had 40 love and seen that vanish. 3 points on the trot and then down the break point, set point. 5 in a row to Federer.
Let. First service.
And now 6.
Oh. 30 love.
One of the few really intimidating actions of Roger tonight. Since he saw this ball being lofted, moved in quickly and lethally.
Again, Federer.
Quick first game of the third set. Goes to Roger Federer.
First game. First set.
Federer's backhand. The eyes, the concentration, brushing that one. That's the high, heavy backhand, not the drive. That's the one that sets up the forehand. That's what he hopes. Push Marcos back off of the baseline and then attack. What a beautiful swing.
He's possibly the most graceful tennis player ever. And certainly in recent times, beautifully balanced, balletic.
Chair umpire is French. Both of these players speak French as well. We asked Federer what language he thinks in on the court, because he speaks several. And he said because he talks tactics with Tony Roach, he mostly thinks and speaks in English on the court. And Roach can hardly bear to watch.
15-all.
Oh, this was something he should have. Oh, a beautiful inside-out forehand. Running around, taking some chances now. Federer might just be opening up his game. Applying pressure with that. Chip and charge, not the best return of serve, but he thought he may as well bluff it anyway.
30-15.
After making very poor contact This wasn't the chip and charge, it was charge was there. There's a great New Zealand player by the name of Oni Parent who would come in off anything or nothing at all. He was a finalist here to John Newcombe back in the early 70s.
That's you.
Much tougher these days to chip and charge and to bluff and rush, as they say. Guys, it's too good, too much power with these rackets. The courts have been homogenized, not as much grass court tennis. You get away with it on grass. Tough to get away with it on the rebound ace.
Some of the courts in the second week of the Australian Championship. That was at Kooyong, and it was very hard to make a passing shot.
A little choppy.
They're good sections.
Well, this is choppy seas for Baghdatis. Break point down.
He's pushed it wide. Roger has the break. He leads 2-love in the third set.
Sevens Australian Open telecast, made possible by Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning. Whiskers, cats know the difference. And Kia, proudly supporting the Australian Open.
And about 10 minutes ago, Baghdatis had 3 points to send it into a second set tiebreak. And now, set apiece, Federer with a break in hand. And Federer attacking, getting to the net with more frequency. Baghdatis beats him that time with a sweet two-hander down the line.
Love 15.
Open stance, very nice.
Drama continues. A little sneak peek at more drama to come with Prison Break.
$15 all.
Beautiful, deep, probing approach shot. Easy put away. Roger is forcing his way more to the net. His tactics crystallizing as the match goes on.
$14-15.
Well, could call that one because Roger's feet were blocking the linesman's vision. And
guess what?
Yes,
He missed it.
No
Bad call.
overrule.
That was a bad call. That ball was in.
Well, that's just how important a call can be. Had that ball been called in, it would have been 30 all, and now it would have been 30-40 had Roger served the double that he did. Not to be.
$14-15.
Well, could call that one because Roger's feet were blocking the linesman's vision. And
guess what?
Yes.
He missed it.
No
Bad call.
overrule.
That was a bad call. That ball was in.
Well, that's just how important a call can be. Had that ball been called in, it would have been 30 all, and now it would have been 30-40 had Roger served the double that he did. Not to be.
Federer shakes his head as that one skips down the line. Takes it back to deuce.
This is as good as he has ever hit it.
Yes.
Under the circumstance, right on the line. And forces it back to deuce.
There's some other young guns out there who most people in the no in tennis expected would reach this spot in the final before Baghdatis. Thomas Berdych, Richard Gasquet, Gael Monfils, all young players with a ton of promise, but Baghdatis gets there first.
Game, Federer.
And Federer still in command. Third set. One break of serve. 3-love.
3-2.
Cannot wait till Wednesday night.
Time.
8:30. But in the meantime, high drama on Rod Laver Arena. There was speculation whether this would be a match, whether the greatest player possibly ever was going to roll, the 20-year-old from Cyprus. There is no rolling happening tonight at Melbourne Park. Federer fighting every inch of the way. Baghdatis serving. Of 3. 1 set all.
Love 15.
Federer now with an opportunity at love 30 against his young opponent. And the 3 young guys touted and highly anticipated here that crashed out in the first round. All seeded: Gasquet and Monfils from France, and Berdych from the Czech Republic, and another player named Andy Murray from Scotland. All gone in the first round. All regarded and talked about much more than this man until this tournament, but he will certainly be commanding a lot of ink worldwide for the rest of this season, no matter what the result is in this match. A triple break point. And Federer firmly in command in the third set now with 2 breaks.
And this is certainly a whiskers purple patch. Roger Federer has turned this match around and won the last 6 games. It's been one of his favourite plays, this event. where he serves and volleys at unexpected times on his second serve. I can venture to say he served and volleyed more off his second ball than his first.
I think you're right.
Greater element of surprise.
A greater element of surprise and also more time to close the net. The ball not traveling as quickly, so Federer gets an extra step to get closer. He's coming in for safety after this forehand, but it was a clean winner. Federer gets such kick on his second serve. It's heavy. Marcos just pressing a little bit too soon on that one. Did not do enough damage with that approach shot to be at the net. And that time Federer tries to draw him to the net with a short one and pays the price. Quick acceleration. And this is a clean winner. Look at that movement from Federer, realizing that he'd hurt his opponent by picking up that return so quickly with his forehand, and then watch Federer's move right here. Right now he's in. He knows he's going to get a weak reply, so he comes charging for the gimme.
Yes.
Nothing is certain in this match. Baghdatis capable of explosive tennis. What would happen if he got the break back now?
We might just find out. How about that return?
It's been a trend going in favor of Roger Federer, 6 games straight.
Baghdatis.
From real toil in the second set, having lost the first, he's turned it around.
That's demoralizing. Absolutely devastating tennis from the world's #1. This return of serve is good enough to beat just about anybody who walks on this planet.
Yes.
Somehow Federer turned that into offense and manufactured a win in this point when he had every reason to lose it.
That startled Marcus.
A little decapitation.
Wow, blasted right at his face. Duck, good move. We're all into self-preservation.
Again.
7 games straight for Federer. He leads 5-love, third set. Roger has gone on his first rampage of the final. 7 games straight. He leads 5-love in the third set. Baghdatis serving. Very quick sorry from Marcus.
15 love.
In the semifinals, Federer split the first 2 sets with Kiefer and then blasted him 6-0, 6-2 in the 3rd and 4th. He dropped the 2nd set in that match. And he drops the 1st one, but now firmly in control. And the errors flowing now from Baghdatis. And the offense of Federer from a defensive position gives him 2 set points.
15-14.
Federer has the 3rd set in just 24 minutes, 6 games to love. The count is up. Marcus is dancing to his corner, ready to continue the fight. Marcus looks re-energized.
15.
Not seen too many mishits from the world's #1 in the last 30 minutes or so. And a few of them coming from Marcos's racket. And Federer's defense is just getting tighter and tighter, drawing the noose around his opponent. And no unforced errors for Federer. Just when you say it, he had only 4 in the 3rd set. Federer really playing a clean brand of tennis in that set. And Baghdatis now 15-30. Looking to break that streak, get back on the board, get some momentum going in his direction. And Federer has just been off the charts in finals. He'll be the first man, if he can win this, to win 7 in a row, 7 major finals in a row. And that's since it used to be basically a club tournament, where it was the challenge round. If you won the year before, you only had to play the final. There's a lot of water under the tennis bridge between Roger Federer and when this used to be club tennis, that's for sure. That's how impressive this man is. Slight miss hit there.
Yes. Baghdatis, Federer.
He has come up with the goods when they've been needed most tonight.
Again, Federer.
Wrong footing, Baghdatis. And he goes
First game.
to 9 straight games. Here's the supreme slow-mo, studying grace and balance and technique and controlled power. Studying concentration, his eyes remaining on the ball until after the racket sweeps through. One of the great ball watchers of all time.
And maybe that's what Federer was expecting at the onset of this match. The slice backhand would draw errors from Marcos. It didn't happen. The first set went to Baghdatis. Federer has since become more offensive, but now going back to that play early in the 4th set. Slice draws a second unforced error of this game. Federer love 30.
Love 30.
And Baghdatis just can't get on the board.
Uh-oh. He's gone down.
Yeah, looks like a calf cramp. Yeah, it's a cramp.
He just absolutely locked up.
And that would be from nerves, is my suspicion, because we're only 2 hours and 12 minutes into this match, and it is not arrestingly hot out there. And when you get nervous, you can lock up. And he cramps up, and down he goes. It's not going to be a dehydration cramp at this point. So he can recover from this. He just has to relax. And he's down 3 break points.
Game, Federer.
And the streak continues. Federer now firmly in command. 10 straight games on the trot. There are 3 different types of cramps. I have a lot of experience, sadly, with all of them. The first is a nervous cramp, where you get a lockup like that just because of the tension in your body. And that is the easiest to deal with. A dehydration cramp when your body is running out of fluid and water. Oh, great feel. It's just a question of time before you run out of gas if you're dehydrated and you start cramping, because you can't replace the minerals in time.
15 all.
And then fatigue. That can be managed better than the dehydration, but not as well as the nervous cramp. Players
30-15.
will cramp in the first set of Davis Cup matches if they're too hyped up, too nervous, but they can finish. You just have to control your breathing, relax your muscles.
That's the worst shot Rogers played over the last hour since he turned the second set around. He's been quite flawless.
Forty 30.
Baghdatis no longer can come up with the final shot. Federer leads 3-love, fourth set. Bringing that foot back to fully extend the calf to try to pry the muscle away from the contraction of the cramp.
And Baghdatis taking the 3-minute medical time out there for the cramps. Federer calmly sipping fluid, glancing over occasionally, and certainly feeling pretty good about his chances as he looks at the score. The athleticism of Baghdatis just muted right now.
No 15.
Able to get up for this overhead beautifully. Nice pirouette, but then no recovery. Just a little weak in the legs. And wrong-footed.
15 all. Thirty 15.
What defense. Baghdatis misses the easy volley, but Federer defensively so quick. Just makes you hit another shot here. That could have been a winner. This could have been a winner. Instead, it's a low volley. Very easy one. And he misplays it, but still.
30-40.
The wheels have come off. This is a must game for Marcus if he's going to get back into this match. Love 3, break point for a double break, which would put Roger serving at 4-love. Marcus isn't dead yet.
Well saved.
Came back from 2 sets of love against Nalbandian. One of the great matches of this championship.
Let for service. Baghdatis.
Slap shot that's been his signature throughout this event. The phenomenal power that he generates off the forehand wing on the run. This time crushing the top of the net, refusing to go over.
Advantage Baghdatis.
Marcus holds onto his serve, stays in this match. He trails 3-1 in the fourth.
Federer leads 3-1.
And in Sydney, over 7,500 people have gathered at the Amex live site, the Sydney Opera House, to watch this match on the big screen. People from the Hellenic Club in Sydney. New fans to tennis. Not a bad city, that Sydney, Jim.
Rumor has it.
The sports capital of Australia is Melbourne. Hurts to say that, Jim.
Pain's good for you. Builds character, J.A.
Doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And Federer, for the first time in just over an hour, started to show signs of being human again.
30-15.
Roger with the advantage of serving first in this fourth set.
He's running away with it. Federer's 44 clean winners tonight against 42 unforced errors. Baghdatis 43 errors, but only 32 winners.
Still scoring his way back.
See him trying to conserve energy, J.A. Not getting too hyped, not getting too amped up here. Saving it all. And Federer methodically plays that forehand behind him. Federer's got great sense, court sense. He's aware where his opponent is.
Federer holds, leads 4-1, fourth set. Marcus had more treatment on the change of ends on that left calf. A little deep massage. Coming back refreshed.
There's been a lot of discussion over the last several years about the similarities between Federer and Pete Sampras. That's who he's most often compared to, Federer. And at the same age, at 24 years and 5 months, which is where Federer is now, both he and Sampras had played 27 Grand Slam tournaments. And after 27, Federer stands on the precipice of winning his 7th major. And guess how many Sampras won after 27 starts?
27.
No.
Oh, 7 rather.
There you go.
There's a lot of 7s in there.
He took the wind out of my sail there. Punchline is Federer's on pace. If he wins this match, he's on pace. Sampras has set the bar with 14 majors. And Federer is playing history as much as he's playing Marcos Baghdatis and every other player on tour. And if he's going to be considered the best ever, which is his aim, he has records that he has to break. If he wins this match, it would be his 3rd consecutive major. He would have a chance to win a Roger Slam if he were to win the French Open. Too good. It wouldn't be a Grand Slam because it has to be calendar year, but it would be 4 in a row. Serena Williams did it.
40-30.
Martina Navratilova did it. But Steffi Graf did it in the calendar year.
And more. She won a gold medal as well.
That's right.
The Golden Grand Slam. And that is something that is very unlikely to ever happen again. time for tricks, Marcus. And Roger playing the drop shot more often, sensing the difficulty that Marcus is having with his movement.
Advantage Federer.
And this could be a good night. Break point for Federer, and he'd serve for the title. Baghdatis holds on.
Yes.
A good serve and forehand combination. And it's if Federer is letting all of the tricks out of his bag, knowing that the end is near. Third drop shot in this game. Baghdatis holds. But how much longer can he hold on? Doesn't look especially fresh, does he?
He looks worn. Looks like he's running on empty, but he has found emotional energy before in the past 2 weeks.
Thank you.
And he's found an extra kick.
Love 15.
Enforcer, a double fault.
Signs of life for Marcos.
Chances to have got the extra break the game before for Roger. Chance gone missing. And now things just tighten.
A sneak attack from Federer on that forehand approach.
15-13.
Baghdatis does not make him play the volley. A very makeable pass. It was right in his wheelhouse.
He wouldn't dare write a script like this There's more twists in this than a Russian novel.
30-14.
Break-back point for Marcus Baghdatis to get back in this fourth set.
Thank you.
Just not enough in the tank for Baghdatis to really get that extra acceleration to track this one down. Federer saves it.
Federer.
A shot that served Marcus so well throughout this event, just letting him down. No say die.
Yes. Advantage Federer.
Well, anticipation. Federer guesses cross court and has the easy one.
Federer has the 5-2 lead in the fourth set. 2-5.
Roger Federer, if he wins this, we'll join Richard Sears of the United States and William Renshaw, two guys who've won their first 7 majors, first 7 finals, except Federer's doing it in 2006. They did it in 1880. This is history.
There wasn't 1,000 players on the computer ranking in 1880.
No. There were hardly 1,000 tennis players in the world, period.
15-13.
My guess. One point.
341, 5775, 6 love, 6 2.